In the first district, we have Congressman Ed Case running for re-election, hoping to get another term in office. And Congressman Case joining us now. How are you feeling tonight?
Well, I mean, obviously there are many races out there in the country right now. I'm most focused on Mike Juliana, which is Congress. Of course, I don't have my result either yet, but I'm definitely focused on, well, what is the situation going to be in Congress? And the fact of the matter is it's very fluid still. The Senate seems to be really on a razor's edge. A lot of things would have to go well for the Democrats to retain the majority in the House, but the bottom line is that it's not the route that people were expecting. It is definitely been a better night than Democrats, I think, fairly expected. But we don't know how it's going to turn out yet.
And especially us being a small state, especially with the Red Hill crisis, we talk about the importance of having a unified delegation. If the House flips Republican, does it make it harder for you to get bills passed?
On balance, it's better to be in the majority when you want to get things done. So of course it makes it harder. But I've been to this rodeo before. I mean, I have now served 8 full years in the U.S. House. 4 of those years in the minority, 4 in the majority. And the basics don't change. You need to find your allies, your friends. You need to try to help people where you can so that they will help you. You need to find the areas of agreement and find the areas where you can work together, and I've done that throughout. And so, I hope and believe that regardless of whether we continue in the majority or we go into the minority, I'm still going to be able to achieve what I need to achieve for Hawaii and to find the areas of agreement for our country, especially here in the Indo-Pacific.
On the flip side, are there any lines in the sand or any particular issues that you're worried about if the Republicans do take control and you're in the minority?
Well, sure. I mean, there's many areas of philosophical disagreement between the two parties, and I disagree deeply with many of my Republican colleagues on key issues such as a women's right of choice, on protecting the environment, on obviously just the validity of the votes. These are areas that I have deep disagreements, deep concerns with, and I am going to oppose them on those issues where I believe it's appropriate and where I think it's representative of the people that I represent and hope to continue to represent. And so, it's always going to be, there are areas that you need to disagree with. Hopefully you disagree in a way that is cordial and that doesn't create an impossible situation for you to work with somebody when you really need them or when they need you. And so it's always a balancing act, but that's the way I've approached it, and that's what I'm going to continue to do regardless of majority-minority.
And, during the Red Hill, you and Congressman Kahele were kind of working hand in hand. Potentially you may have regardless, you're going to have a new partner there, potentially Jill Takuda. Are you excited about that possibility working together in Washington?
Well, first of all, I had a very good partnership with Congressman Kahele, and I will miss him. It was a great partnership in the House. We basically complemented each other. And so, if I can have that again with Jill Takuda, I'd be a happy camper, and I think I will. And my responsibility now as the senior member of the delegation in the House is to get her up and running and up to speed, assuming that she gets elected tonight. I've already spent dozens of hours with her, getting her ready, trying to make sure that if and when she is elected, she can hit the ground running and start helping away from the get-go, because the last thing that a 4-member delegation, we're only 4 out of 535 members of Congress, there's 4 of us. So we got to be operating on all cylinders at all times. I can't afford her to take a whole bunch of time to learn the ropes. She's got to hit it right from the get-go, and so that's going to be one of my real key efforts going forward for the next couple of months, and just get her into the swing. But I think she's going to be a very good member of the delegation, assuming that we're both elected tonight.